Okay, I think we can get going. I believe everything is configured. I don't know why I just rolled my R's like that, but I did. One... No, oops. Okay, not everything is configured. 1 second. Although, while we're waiting, I can actually just bring you over here. Yeah. That was less than desirable. I lost my mixer. Okay. There we go. Anyway, so here we are. We're gonna get back into doing some of the Infinite Runner stuff. I'm trying to decide. So you may not, you can't see this obviously because it's not there, but right here on my desk, hear that? I don't know if you actually can hear that. There are 2 Glencairn glasses with coins on top of them to keep stuff in and out. These are samples for my wine making. I started 2 batches of wine actually. There's a whole story there, in fact. Maybe I should just tell that story. Does it make sense without the context? It might make sense without the context, but we'll tell the context. So, as you probably know, I make wine, beer, and mead of my own volition, and before I moved at the beginning of the year, I had some wine kits, which were basically just big bladders of grape juice that had been processed and sterilized, and then like what's the word, like Tetra Pak? I don't know what you call it. They basically put it in a big bag that was hermetically sealed so nothing could get in or out, and then they shipped that to me. So I, being the smart person I was like, oh, but I want to make this style of wine that I need to make the really rich kind of wine that I want to make. I need some grape skins, and they sell grape skins. You can sell them. You can get them in the juice. You can get them separate. You can get them dehydrated. You can get them wet. Anyway, so I bought some wine skins. So I was thinking I need them, and then I started making wine, and I realized that the kit that I bought had 2 sets of wineskins in it. So I have a step back. Wineskins are required if you are making certain kinds of darker, richer kinds of red wine. In fact, there are a number of wine varieties. The difference between the white and the red of this is it's the same grape, just one uses the skin and one doesn't, because the skin allows you to bleach out the color and the tannins and stuff. Anyway, point is, I already had wineskins, so I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I decided to make an impromptu batch of like country wine, which is from like juices, not necessarily like grape juice. And so now I have 2 very large batches of wine. One is the country wine, which is here, and one is the triple red, I think it's called, and that's over here. So I'm going to I haven't sampled these. I measured them this morning to see where they were at gravity wise, and so now I want to see what they actually taste like. It's not prison wine. I'm using proper sanitization, but also welcome indeed. So this is the country wine. It's young. It's got a young. Hard to explain. There's a smell that young wine has to it before it mellows. And this definitely has that. I mean, it's only like a couple months old at this point. It is very clear for its age, though. I mean, very clear. I'm surprised how clear it is. Although it was, as I say, largely fruit juices with wineskins, so there wasn't a lot of like pulp or anything to go in here. I didn't even use any pectic enzyme in this, which I might do later. I might finish it with some pectic. Pectic enzyme is pectinase. It's an enzyme that breaks down the pectin, which is in like fruit pulp and fruit skins that can cause some cloudiness. It's also what makes naturally cured jellies or like fruit jams are largely largely made up of pectin to actually form the structure. Okay, there's a very fruit juicy smell to this. It smells a lot like I mean, it almost smells a little bit like a commercial, like Welch's grape juice, almost. I mean, I didn't use Welch's in this, but it does smell a little bit like that Concord type grape. There is some other stuff in there, though. Interesting. There's a hint of pear, which I didn't add any pear juice either. Some stone fruit, some cranberry, almost. Okay, so little sip, just to kind of acclimate on your tongue, and then a big sip to get the full flavor. Okay, it's very dry. There's no sugar left in here. The yeast has consumed all the sugar. There is an acidity. Yeah, it's pretty acidic. More acidic than I would prefer by quite a bit. And it's almost a citrus acidity. Yep. So I think what I might do is let this go for a little bit longer and then stabilize it and add... Probably need some tannins of some kind. It doesn't have quite enough of that drying, so when you like, great example is when you drink really black tea and you just take a sip of it and you know that how it dries your mouth out. That's tannin. Actually, I might actually just put black tea in here. Maybe like Earl Grey, because then I could get some of that bergamot citrusy notes and some of that vanilla notes. But I think it also needs some residual sugars. I might have to stabilize this and then put some wildflower honey, maybe? Might work better if it was a darker honey of some kind. I don't know, I'll see what I have when I get there. But not wholly unpleasant, but not my favorite thing in the world. Let me grab a sip of water to clean my palate. Okay, this is the triple red. It's pretty clear, but it's also very dark. There's not a lot of particulate. Like, it's not like it's got a lot of pulp in it. But it's had like 3 sips. I'm okay, probably. Maybe. We'll see in about 10-15 minutes. This is very dark. In fact, I don't even have like a good bright white light source on. Oh, hold on. I have my... Let me use the flashlight on my phone. Okay, so shining the light through the thing, there is some murkiness. It's not super clear, but it is quite dark. It is quite dark, which is a little surprising to me. Okay. This has more of that... It's almost like a sulfur, like a yeast and a sulfur kind of smell, but very young wine smell to it. It definitely needs more aging. But again, as I say, this is like a month and a half or 2 months or something old. It's also got a very present, like, not umami, but like a richness, like almost like an umami, but without like the saltiness. And plum. There's plum in there. There's like a strawberry. And There is like a stone fruit prune kind of character too. All right, we'll do a little small sip. Ooh, interesting. And then a big sip. Okay. That's actually quite lovely. There is a hint of residual sweetness there, not too much. A little, just a hint. It's got a good amount of acidity. It's got a good amount of tannins, and it's pretty well balanced. It's not super balanced. I need to adjust. I need to adjust the probably the acidity a little bit, because it's just a little more sweet than I'd like it to be. But there's also like a floral note. Almost like a honey floral note. There is a little bit of yeast character there. If you've ever like made bread and then you pull the dough out, but there's like little like dried on scraps around the outside of the bowl, and then you scrape those down later after they've kind of dried a little bit. There's that almost yeast scent that comes with it. I don't know if I'm describing that very well, but there is just a little bit of that yeast character there. I think that'll go away as it ages. But yeah, I think that needs just a touch of acid, and that will be very good. But I'm probably going to age this like 2 years. That's actually very good. I think I'm probably going to let that sit for another couple months before I bottle it. Very interesting. And now I have 2 glasses of wine, which I'm going to do the unholy thing. And this red would actually go really well with something like something with some unctuousness, some umami almost. So something like a steak or a mushroom, I think would go really, really well with this. I am going to mix about a 50-50 blend of these two to just see what that comes into on its own. This is a separate glass. Okay. By doing that, that Welch's commercial grape smell from that first one is completely gone. There's more floral notes, kind of like almost like a mango. Yep. Well, that's a thing. It does get rid of a lot of that extra acidity that the first one has, but it loses a lot of the character that I really actually appreciate from the second one. So I don't think I will be doing that. Okay. Let me set these aside so I don't like kick them over. Or not kick them over, knock them over. I swear I can talk. Anyway. I think that's actually... I think both of those will be okay. They just need a little bit of time. Anyway. So we're gonna go back over... Let me make sure I have it open before I try and move over to that scene. Where? I've lost my scene. Is it this scene? It is this scene, but it's not that scene. Hold on. I forgot that last time my tracker died, so I need to fix that. Yeah, that'll be fine, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and come over here. Alright. This is the Ye Olde Godot game engine. This is kind of where we left off last time. We left off last time with this little collision shape item. Don't remember how big it is. But I think we need to start building a... I'm wondering if we want to build a ref counted. That doesn't mean anything to people. Reference counted means that it's accessible to the engine in different ways than if it isn't. Not super. I don't know exactly how to explain it. Without getting super deep into like computer science and stuff. So I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, however, is create a new scene. We're going to create a pickup. I don't want it in scenes. I want it in... Or maybe I do want it in scenes. I guess I want it in scenes, because that's where I put the other one. But I want it wherever this guy is. Where is this guy? This guy is just in here. Okay, fine. Fine. We can leave it where it is then, I guess. This will create a new scene. Do we want it based on Node 2D? Probably. I think it'd be okay to be based on Node 2D. We'll create up a script for that. Okay, so this is the default node for a Godot script. You can see this is its name, a pickup. This is what it's based off of, a Node 2D. This is a two-dimensional node. Everything in Godot is a node. On ready gets called when it enters the scene, I believe. No, when it and all its children are ready. That's what this pop-up is for. To tell me these things, because I keep forgetting. And then process happens every frame. This is basically a frame by frame. If we paired, we could... Hold on. My brain is thinking now. Because we do need... Ooh, I may not want to do this. This may be... I may want to rethink this as setup. Because we need to know when it collides, which is what the Area 2D is for. This is just a Node 2D, and that's fine. Then we have the Area 2D, which is it defines an area in 2D space, which is really just for points on the XYZ coordinates. And then you can get things like when somebody enters, when something exits, when a thing collides. That's what the collision script does. We may want to not have the script on the pickup item. We may want to have script on the Area 2D so that we can more easily detect when something enters or exits. Also, okay, we do have a collision shape 2D. Okay, good. Because I was like, wait a second. Dude. Let's actually move that script over. We just reassigned it. And then I will actually make this an Area 2D. Probably okay. Yeah, so if we cared, we could do a public void. I can did wow. Underscore physics process. Oh, it has to be an override, by the way. Not. No. I think it's called, yeah, physics process. This happens every frame, or not every frame. This happens 60 times a second. It's a fixed rate, based on the physics calculation. Now, I believe there are ways to modify the physics calculation. It's not something I've ever done. But it's every 60 seconds. So this is a fixed rate of every 60 seconds. This is however long a frame takes to render. Which could be a lot of time, depending, right? Now, in our particular case, we don't care about either of these. Excuse me. We don't care about either of these. We actually want a on-body enter. I don't remember what this is called. It's like an on-body entered. Is that what it is? Is it underscore on? Let's actually just make it a public. Wow, my typing today. I swear. I swear. I think it is on body enter, but we can look it up. Why did you do that? On body entered? I think. I'm actually not sure. I'll go look it up. Sure. That it does not like. Yeah, okay, so that's not correct. On body. I thought it was on body enter. Doesn't look like it. Area. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. Hold on. Alright, flashbang warning. This website is only available in light mode, unfortunately. So, you're gonna get flashbanged in a second. What I was looking for was... Yeah, I know. I wish it was in... Believe me, I wish it was in dark mode. Collision mask, monitoring... shoot. Where is it? Can I just get to the class? Let me just go to the class. Not the properties, the methods. I would have thought it would have been right here. It's not. Am I crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Overlaps area, overlaps body. That's not what I want. Okay. We're gonna just get rid of that. What I am going to do is come over to the editor. I believe... Thank you, Windows. Thank you for crashing them. I appreciate that you crash them. It's great. I love it. It's my favorite thing. Okay. What I was going to do is this. I think I can just open... Yep, open documentation from here. See how I did that? Also, ads are going to start here in about 45 seconds or so. FYI. Enter area entered. That's what it's called. Not body. On body entered. Oh my hell, I'm an idiot. On body entered is Unreal Engine. Yep. On body entered is Unreal Engine. I am just the smartest person. So area entered is what I want. Requires monitoring to be set to true. We could also do area shape entered. We don't want that. Oh, there is a body entered. There is a body entered, just not on body entered. Emitted when the received body, which is a node 2D, enters this area. Body can be a physics body 2D or a tile map, and tile maps are detected if their tile set has collision shapes configured. Okay. Is that how I want to handle this? I may or may not want to handle it this way. Body shape entered I really don't want to use. Yeah. Emitted when the received area enters this area. So, it can't actually be area entered, because what this is looking for is a area 2D entering another area 2D. That's not what's happening here. This would be a body entering an area. So it does have to be body entered. I think so. Does... Yeah, inherited by character body 2D. So yes. So I want body entered. Body entered. How do I go back from here? Can I... Oh, right here. Yeah. This is what I want right here. Body entered. Here. It's just body entered. And then it's it's just a body. I don't remember what the body is. That doesn't like the var terminology. Oh, because I haven't added generics. I also haven't added any namespaces. Should I? Yes, I'm going to. Namespace. Let's do a... We're gonna call this runner dot player. That's what we're gonna call it. And then over here, we're gonna call this namespace runner dot items pickup. What is the greater namespace here? I mean, we're just gonna give it runner. It'll be fine just to have it runner. I also would like to take these guys and move them up. I traditionally have the usings inside of the... Wait, no. No. Usings have to be outside of the class. Why was I doing that? Oh, because I was... Brain. So there are two ways... I should clarify this. There are two ways to declare a namespace. And a namespace, without getting too far into the weeds, is just a definition of a area. So you just say, hey, all of these things are part of column A. And then anything in column A can say, hey, well, anything in like column B would say, I need to talk to column A and this thing inside it, so you can reference into it. It's just giving it addresses, basically. But there are two ways to do that. One is this way, which is the statement declaration, which it's a single line. The other is more similar to this, where you say, you wrap it in curly brackets like this, and you say, everything in here is in that namespace. Well, I'm very used to doing it that way. And what you do is you put the names, you put the using statements. Those are the address references. So it says, hey, be aware of the Godot address. Be aware of the system address, right? You do that. I have recently started using the statement method, which is where you don't put those stuff in there, so I was thinking incorrectly. Anyway. If I did like a using generics, I think that would make the Var. No, is that not where Var lives? I thought Var lived in generics. That's very interesting. That's okay. This is a. Did we decide what this was? I don't remember if we did or not. It's a Node 2D. It's a Node 2D body. And yep, it crashed. Can we come back from the crash, please, Windows? I fucking hate you. Sometimes I fucking hate you. Okay. So why does it still not like that? Huh. Why indeed does it not like that? Let me look. Body entered takes a body of Node 2D. Did I just like mistype it or something? I don't think so. Takes a Node 2D of body. That's what it does. Let me quickly refer back to this thing because I need to blind myself apparently. You know, it might actually be the proper case where its body entered. Nope. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna flashbang again in a second here. Here it comes. Blindness all around. This is just the node body here. Exit tree, enter tree. Get property list, input, physics, ready, unhandled, add child. Apply, user signal. Call deferred, can process, connect, disconnect. I would have thought it would have been body enter. I thought it would have been right here. I would have thought it would have been right here. Emit signal. Get item. Get collision. No. Am I insane? Am I wrong? I mean, probably. Overlaps body? No. That's just an ask. You're asking it, hey, are you overlapping a body? So these are all methods that are fine, but not correct. I don't understand. I've done this 100 times and I'm just stupid? I mean, yes, I am, but why am I stupid? Okay, we'll just go to the regular Godot. Stuff, because I don't know why this is so difficult right now. Let's just come over here to the tutorial. This is a Area 2D, which is what we have, and overlap detection. Area entered. To detect the overlap, we'll connect the appropriate signal on the Area 2D. Interesting. Is it actually expecting Is it implicit? Is it an implicit ask here? Maybe. I don't know. Ooh. Well, that's kind of cool. The linear dampening is kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. I also didn't know you could do the gravity out. Oh, the gravity add. Kind of cool. But yeah, so let's just create a method here that is the on body entered, and see if that does any good. Wrong window. This one. So instead of this, what we will do is we will call it a on pickup body entered. And yeah, see, it doesn't really like that. But what I could probably do is like a connect. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And it's tree dot, is it tree? Get tree. There's some capitalization here that isn't correct. Is it not? Is it not connect? Yeah, oh, capitalized connect. Body entered is the signal that's being used. It does not like that. Why does it not like that? I don't usually do this way as part of my problem. Usually I use a signal bus that defines all of the signals that can be connected or disconnected. So it's just like one singular silo of stuff. And I'm not doing that here, obviously. Which sucks. Although what I could do is just look at one of my previous things. Also, it's not an override. Now, why does it not like that? Because it's not a callable from. I think it's just a method? No. Nope. Nope. Why? Why no worky? I don't know. It's super weird that it's doing that. Where's my bloody window go? There's my bloody window. I'm just gonna do a little Googling, because this doesn't look right, and I don't know why. Yeah, so basically, I think what I need to do is... Oh, you know what I could do? Hold on. I think... No. I'm doing this stupidly. Hold on. Brain is braining. Brain is braining for a second. This is the dumb way to do this. This is the dumb way to do this. What I actually want to do is do like body entered plus. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yep. I think that's what I want to do. Because what that will do is this is it says, hey, this event that gets fired when a body enters the area 2D, subscribe to it and tell this on pickup body entered method that it happened. And then it will pass in the body that interacts, and it will, in this case, we're queuing free, so it'll just delete itself. But I think that'll actually work. Let's put a gd.print here and just say, yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. It'll spit up whatever it interacts with and then blow itself up. However, what I actually want to do is say if yes, if it's a character body 2D, it should it should destroy itself. So if this guy that is interacting with it is of a type of character body 2D, then blow yourself up. Otherwise, don't do anything. Okay? I think that could work. Maybe? Let's find out. So over here, let's just put some of these pickup items in here. Right? So I'm gonna just put it there. I'm not gonna do anything else with it. Just right now, it's sitting right there. Okay? I also need to save this thing. Okay, so if I play this guy, right? It's just there, which is fine. We'll worry about that later. We will run into it. It destroyed itself, and if you see down here, it says picked up by character body 2D, which is what this thing is called right here. It's called character body 2D. So if we were to rename this to something else, to like player, and then we were to rerun it. Not wrong scene. Wrong scene. Let's try that again. Jeez. Then we should say, it should say, oh, it didn't. It's still character body 2D. Why? Oh, because that's called character body 2D. What happens if I delete this? What happens now? Because it's this thing here. And I don't really want to change all of that. Oh, it didn't take. What? What? Am I insane? Did I or did I not say player? And then save. Right? Did I or did I not do that? I'm very confused. Very? But okay. We come over here, and I drag a new one of these scenes in. It now says player. Right? It should... Oh. Why are you all the way up there? Don't be all the way up there. Not the world border. I want you... Would you let me move? Thank you. Okay. I swear, sometimes... Okay, now if I run this thing... What? Why did that not get affected by the world border? Oh, the world border. I moved the world border somehow. That's not good. Also, why does the world border have a collision shape on it? Is it supposed to have? That doesn't seem... Oh yeah, no, that's right. That's right. But why is that? That's weird. Because usually it has a little arrow telling me which way it the border go? Oh, wait. It's right here. How did I really messed that up something fierce, I know. Okay, so I want to put this, like, here. And then just for convenience, I'm going to move this over to the 0 point. It doesn't matter. The Y position on this does not matter. Because it only cares about where the why is that? Yeah, why is that all the way over there? Oh, because this transform has some yep, that's why. Okay, I see what happened here. Okay, there we go. I think that'll work better. I somehow messed with these. It's fine, don't worry about it. Look at that. Now if I run into it, it should say, yeah, player picked up by the player. Right there, picked up by the player. Beautiful. I mean, it's a little silly, but yes, beautiful. That did actually close that window out. It did. Okay. So that's like the step number 1. Now the trick is we need to figure out what we're actually doing here. We need to define a pickup item. And how do we want to define the pickup item? We could do it 2 ways. One, we could just hard code the pickup values directly in the item. The other is we could define a class. Don't really need a class in this case, because we're only making like 3 of these things. We're really only making 3 of them. We're not making 100 of these pickup items. So we could do the abomination that I typically don't do. Where you just define... Is it not... Can I not call this a public? Is that the problem? Yeah, I think that's the problem. We could do something like this, where we just define it, and this would be health, this would be like freeze, this would be like destroy, destroy would be helpful. And then, is that where I want it though? I don't think I do. In fact, I don't. I'm actually going to take this out. I am going to do this. I should probably not, but I'm going to. Let's create in here a new folder. And this is going to be... what are we calling this? We're going to call this data, I guess. I don't really like that, but we'll create a new file. This will be pick up height.cs. And this will be a... We'll put in a namespace. Of runner... I don't know where this else should be. We'll put in a using of... I mean, that's fine too. My autofill is trying to help me a little bit. Okay, so this will be... Let's see, what's the default we want this to be is the question, because this will actually... This might potentially come up if there's an issue. It'll spit this out wrongly, so we're actually gonna do unknown. And then we're gonna do freeze, and we're gonna do bomb. Do we want to just do a bomb? Is that the end of the world? I don't think it is. Okay. So the pickup item is going to be a inventory item that you can use, similar to like the Mario Kart pickups, where you run over the question mark block and you get like a mushroom or a blue shell or a bullet bill or whatever, right? So you can only have one in your inventory at any given time. And, which by the way, at some point we will actually have to give you an item held here. Yes, we will. Which we're going to do right now. This is going to be a public pick up type. Held item. Like that. And then over here, we don't really need to do much here, except for we do want to add a public export. We're gonna put an export here. Sure. Yep. Except for we're gonna call, yeah, type is fine. Type is fine. Fine. All of that's fine. I'm gonna put this on the same line though, because that's kind of how I've been doing these others. See how they're all on one line? Okay, so that will just set it as an item, right? And because it's in the pickup class, right? Now if we come over here to the editor and we rebuild this, why are we not seeing? There it is. We can come over here and we can make that a freeze, right? So now this is a freeze. I mean, this is the default, so we don't actually want to change that one. But if we come over here, we may wish to change this one, right? So this one's here. Why are you not showing me the... It's been kind of doing this lately where it won't auto refresh stuff. Oh, but this is a Node 2D, isn't it? Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. Hold on. So what we're going to do is just make this the direct route, because that's what actually has the script on it. That's also where the collision happens. So I think that's really where we want it to be anyway. Still doesn't like that. Alright, well, let's do this. We'll delete this. And we will drag another one in. There. Oh, I didn't save it. Didn't save it. That would help. Because now it's there. I'm just freaking blind. But let's make this one a freeze. Just because we can. Right? And then, let's modify this script a little bit so that on pickup, it should also, instead of saying pickup, let's do, type. That's a capital T. Thank you. Type. Oh, we can't call it a type, can we? That's gonna collide. Type, I think it may actually be a reserved name. Why did that not throw an error? I don't know. Because that should complain. Yeah, I think we're okay. Also, I'm gonna just curly bracket this guy up. We're gonna just convert this to string interpolation mode. Like that. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a problem here. But whatever. I don't really want to call it type 2. For various reasons. That cuts. Hold on. I have to bother someone. Oh my. Some people's children. Okay. Okay. Alright. So I think we're okay there. I think we're okay there. Okay, so if I hit the button and I go over here, did that actually... Oh yeah, it says right there, freeze picked up by player. Beautiful. Beautiful. I also want to tell it that you picked up a freeze. So over here on this guy. So is it me or is that music just a little bit loud? Music seems a little bit loud in my ear holes. I think that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, don't do that. I clicked the wrong window. Okay. So how do we want to handle this? So I have held item. I could just reach in and poke it, but that... I don't know if that hurts. Because if this is a character body 2D... Can I... That's not gonna work, first of all. That still wouldn't work because character body 2D doesn't have a method for that. What I could do is emit a signal. That would work. And then just listen for a signal on the other end. That would probably be the smarter way to handle that. If I'm being honest. Am I that smart, though? Maybe? Yeah, I probably want to, which means I need to set up a signal delegate over here. Over here. Which I have to remember how to freaking do. We need to use the connect thing. Here's the question. Can the documentation actually help me out, or am I gonna have to do a little more Googling? Because what I want to do, there is a way to do it from here where you just do like signals, and I don't really want to do that because I'd rather have it in editor. But that might be the way to do it. Oh no, this is a custom item. So I have to select the, yeah, I can't do it that way. Welcome, Bun. 25 months. Dang, it's been over 2 years. That's crazy. That's just wild. Yeah, we'll do the signal. I think we'll do the signal. I think that's what we'll do. So over here, let's do this above the exports. We'll do a signal. It's a capital S. Signal, it does have to be a public, it does have to be a delegate, it has to be a void. It also has to have event handler at the end. Fine. I will hide it. Thank you. I will also de-shrimp. Oh. Is that what I actually want to send out, though? Probably not. No. You think that? You think that? This is the signal, then I need to connect to the signal. Yes? Is that right? Is that what I want to do? Just connect the signal? But I need to connect the signal on the other side. So this is gonna complain, which is fine. What I really want to do is do, what is it? Picked up. How do I do the signals? How do I actually emit the signal? I don't remember. Isn't it? Oh, well, probably that. Probably that. Yeah, name of picked up. Yes, I think that's mostly correct. Except, I don't actually think that's what this is. I don't think we actually want to do this. I think it needs to be signal name dot picked up. Maybe. Oh. Can I just imply? No, can't imply a custom. Cannot imply a custom type. Why? Shoot. My brain is kind of mush right here. Why? Okay, hold on. I have a thought. I have a thought. Let me hide my desktop for a second while I open a different project that I can't really go on screen. Well, no, signal name is a built-in call that what it does is it takes the internal list of all the known registered signals, and then that's how it determines. It basically just goes and looks up in that list of known signals, which for most things just aren't going to work. But what I'm actually looking for... Oh, this won't have it. This won't have it. Oh, but I do know where one would have it probably. Yeah, okay, we can actually hold on. Oversaw somewhat. Probably. Yeah. Okay. Let me bring you guys back in so you can see what I'm doing. It occurs to me that I can actually come over here. This is Blood and Ashes. This is the project I worked on a while ago. This is very much what we're doing here. And it's using signal name and player damage because I'm defining the public signal above. So that should work. Good. Oh, but I can't pass in a type because it has to be variant capable. Yeah, it has to be variant capable. So this public delegate, defined as a signal, right? Signal public delegate, and then I have just this emitter. This is just so that I can say signal bus dot emit game change signal, game settings changed, that kind of thing. It's not directly what I'm looking for, but it'll do. But. My brain is not quite processing this completely. Let me bring you back over here. So, because this is a public delegate signal, why is this not? Why is that not showing up? Oh, because it's not a name of. Is it? Nope, it doesn't like that still. What am I missing? What am I missing? Is it because I haven't built since I defined this? Maybe. Maybe. That's a possibility. Build. Yeah, okay. Figured as much. You can't convert it to a variant. That's what I thought. So how do we do this? Oh, balls. Because a variant... Because a variant is... That won't work, will it? I mean, Could I? Well, I could just push it to a variant, couldn't I? I could push it to a variant directly. Okay, well, let me close this. I closed it, and now the editor crashed out on me, because that's exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. Perfect. Yep. It's perfect. You gonna come back? Oh no, you're really not coming back. That's not good. Yeah, hold on. Can I hide you? Yeah. Yeah, my editor just, like, Explorer just crashed on me. Again, because it always does. Wait. As soon as I hit my damn screen, it came back. Okay. I think what I can do is like it's like a as variant. I don't remember how. I don't know. I don't remember how this is. Oh, is it maybe type as variant? I don't remember how you do this. As, I mean, we could just make it as an int. Int 32. Like that. It doesn't like that. Is that not part of the enumeration class? I thought it was. Is it maybe capitalized? I am very confused. You're not helping me. Really? There is... Oh, see, I think we are having some conflicts here. Cannot convert pickup type to system index. Yeah, we have a problem here where we're calling it type. And it doesn't know the difference because type I think is actually... No, it's still complaining. But that one at least makes sense, right? Because it's... All right, well, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll just make this an int. We'll just cast it directly to an int. Like that. Right? Now, that does kind of cause a problem. Because the handler is not looking for an integer. So I actually have to make this an integer. Like that. And that needs to be renamed. Okay, I think we're all right there. Maybe. We might be okay there. Maybe not. Let's see what the editor has to say about that at least. Oh, I don't need this second copy of the editor open. Thank you. Yep. So, Windows Explorer crashed again. Come on. You wanna come back? Explorer? Can you come back, please? Okay. Now it came back. But I swear. Okay. What did I just push? I pushed the wrong button. Don't do that. That's completely the wrong button. There we go. There we go. Okay, now if I build it now, I think it should actually show. Yes, it didn't blow up anyway. It doesn't mean it showed. However, that is not fully picked. That is not fully set. Interesting. This thing still needs to be able to listen for that, which means on ready, which I don't have an on ready here. Public. Yes, actually, that's exactly what I want. It would help if I could type the word public, though. I need to do a connect. And I need to connect the signal name of picked up, I think, is what I called that. Is that the signal name I called it? Picked up, yes. And then it needs to... This is the wrong connect thing. Can I F1 this? No. Can I F12 this? I can F12 it, but that doesn't help me because this is the shim layer. I am, yep, doing terrific over here. That's not gonna help me. So F12 normally takes you the definition of a thing, but these, because the way that C# is built in Godot, there's a little layer, a shim layer between the underlying base calls and the C# calls. That's why you get these native calls, dot, blah, blah, blah. That's not helpful for me. Let's just go over to the Godot documentation page. Can I, yeah. Okay, and then I want signal. Want to do a signal. I think this is where I want to be. Hold on. So we can bring you in on this here. Okay, so these are the signals. What I want to do is the connect. On ready. This should just play at a button here. Here. Connect. Callable from. Interesting. Button down. That's not quite what I wanted. Not quite what I wanted. I don't believe I can use this methodology. I don't think I can. So, I know I've done this before. I just don't know why my brain will not brain it out. You know what's really sad is I think I need to reopen this guy. Give it a second. Let's do Save Manager. Is that gonna have some connects in it? I don't know. It's been no, shut up. Save Manager. No, I don't think this would have it in here. Maybe? I don't think so, because this is a static, isn't it? Yeah, this is a scene dictionary with a static. This might have connects in it because... Let me get to the ready part of this. Okay, so disconnect the name, the callable name of. Okay, so that is how you connect them. Yeah, connect. I don't know if that's actually right though. I don't, because that's the signal bus, and I think this is handled differently. But sure. What I'm actually wondering is, can I just come down here and like put in a private on picked up, and that's not taking a type. It's not supposed to take a type. It's not supposed to take a type because I can't pass a type. Int type. How is that not? Okay, whatever. Let's see if that actually works. But also, let's spit this out and say, gd.print. How did you default there? Yeah, picked up this guy, right? I have no idea if that'll work or not. But we really actually don't want to do that because I'm pretty sure that's going to be an int. Pretty sure that's going to be an int. Just saying. All right, let's see if that does any good. It may or may not. I have no idea. Oh, we also, before I get too far into the weeds here, do want to on ready disconnect. Or on tree exit. Public. Override. Void. On tree. Is it not? No. Am I insane? Is it not on tree exit? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It doesn't like that. Okay, hold on. It's just underscore exit 3. Not on. I need to stop being stupid. Okay, exit 3. That I believe is what it is. So let's see if that actually does anything. I remain doubtful. So if I hit play, and I run into this thing. Well, first of all, I have a debugger error right here. What is the error? In object of type, picked up, non-existent. Oh. Why don't I do just like a get tree? Can I do just a get tree? Would that work? Maybe. That might work. Yeah, there's no signal for it to pick up. So it won't ever do anything. So what if I said get, or what if can I not just say sig? I thought there was a. I thought there was. Get signal list, get signal collections. Can I just do a get tree connect? Because that should get that should try and connect any signal that's part of the tree. I have no idea if that'll work. I know this feels like I'm doing something the bass awkward way, and I probably am. Nope, it still doesn't like that. Native call scene tree doesn't have the. Okay. Well, how am I supposed to do the signal connect? Am I just dumb? I mean, yes, but. Okay, what if we did this way? Hold on, I have a thought. So because I've already defined the signal in the pickup, right? I should have already defined a signal in the pickup. It doesn't seem to have a... Indeed. I thought it was supposed to populate this, and it doesn't look like it is. Oh, picked up right here. Right there. Can I connect that with the player? Connect? I have no idea. So on picked up. Oh. Can I hold on. Can I just go to the method on that then? No. Okay. I see. Hold on. No. It needs to have an int passed into it. And it needs to be just called... that. I mean, I don't know that I care. But what did I actually call it over here? I feel like, again, I feel like this is the wrong way to do this. Okay. Just on picked up is what it was called. On picked up. Oh, I can just pick the thing. Yep. Okay, so in theory that should have just connected it, right? Now that is not the same thing as what I was doing before, where I was trying to define manually the connection here. But if I just take these out, this method already exists. And I, in theory, in editor have already connected that method. So in theory, if I build and run this thing, it should work. But I don't want it to. Nope, it's still blue. Nope. Error calling from signal picked up. Too callable. Am I just dumb? Like, I feel like I'm just being stupid here. Because I'm emitting the signal, right? Oh, I feel like I'm an idiot. I know I'm missing something, I just don't know what it is. Okay, so that's still blue. So that's not what I want. Because the other option I could do is just try defining in here. Not here. Yeah, here. So rather than get tree, what I could do is do like pickup dot connect, but that won't work because that's a non-static. What if I did dig? I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I mean, not single. Dig null. Wow, come on. Name? No. Signals? No. Isn't there like a global signal cache? Signals connect. Let's see if this does me any good. Okay. This is a different page than we were looking at before. Signals via code, right here. Okay, so this on ready is getting the variable of the timer. It's getting the node timer. And then it's specifically just using this normal connection string, which is not actually what I want to do here. Because I don't want it to be tightly coupled like that. You can define a custom signal in a script. Say, for example, if you want to show a game over screen when your player health reaches 0, you could make a thing called died. Or health depleted. So this is health depleted. Event handler, right? That's exactly what we did it before. We picked up. And this is just in a node. And then you emit. Your signals work the same way as the built-in ones. See, this doesn't actually help me though. Yeah, so this emits signal. Right? So maybe I'm stupid here. Likely stupid. This emit signal takes the signal name, and in this particular case, it takes the old health and the new health. And in this particular case, that's what this signal is looking for, right? It's looking for a integer. So over here on the pickup, I am emitting on this signal. I am taking a type, which is just an int, right? And then I emit that signal under signal of type. That should just be fine. That's its own type, and I'm just converting it to an integer because the enum and enums are weird like that. Which doesn't actually solve the underlying problem that I was looking at here. This is the other one. Yeah, see, this is looking for like button pressed, which is not that helpful. This is also the wrong page, but you know. Yeah, see, this isn't actually the connect function, which is what I actually cared about. Alright, let's just come over here to the creeps, the dodge the creeps version, and we will just take a little peek over here. Hit event handler, right? So this is when the player gets hit, and it should have a event definition somewhere. Here. Where's the... You not... Wait, what? What? So, am I stupid? Probably. Am I confused? Yes, most certainly. So, this defines the signal. Are you telling me is the mob what calls the signal? No way. Okay, so this right here is the hit event signal, but there's no other, like, there's no private definition of that. So maybe I'm doing this incorrectly. Why don't I do this? Why don't I just search this thing here? Search this repository. I would like to search for hit. I would like to see it in code, please. Nope. Oh, you have to sign in to search? Are you kidding me? Really? Well, I'm not going to do that. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come over here to my actual browser off screen and look for it, and then I'll find the right file and bring it back onto the thing that you can see. On player hit. That's in main. It's in Maine. Maine. I don't see the on-player hit. This is it's in Maine. Line 44, in fact. That's not what that is. You lied to me, sir. Oh, that's the 3D version. This is not the 3D version here. The 2D version. That's what it says. Yes, this is the... It literally is the wrong file. Oh. This is Dodge the Creeps. I'm looking at Wash the Creeps. Which is over here. Or here. That's the result I found. It's not Dodge the Creeps. It's Wash the Creeps. So hold on. Let me see if I can find the Dodge the Creeps one. Right here. Okay. Oh. Player. Nope, that's still the wrong file. I'm very confused. I'm getting two different answers here. Which means this is probably not the same version or something. I don't know. Oh, I hate you. I hate everything about this. Okay, so die is fine. Oh. On die, it emits the signal hit. So it just says emit signal. Okay, that makes a certain amount of sense. However, yeah, my brain power's never really been that high. So it doesn't take a lot to, you know, not have any left. Okay, so this is the call to die, but that's the different die. No, that's the right one. On mob detector body enter. Well, of course. Which is a different signal. Oh my hell. Are you kidding me? Are they really doing this twice? Are they calling this function? This is I'm in Squash the Creeps again, like an idiot. That's probably why I couldn't find it. On body entered. Yeah, it's right there. Emit signal hit. Right here. On body entered. So this emits the just emits the signal. Which was oh, wrong one. I want to go here. Was defined here. And how does it know what to do? Oh, it emits it here. There is no signal connection. This has been an entire friggin' run down the wrong way. Alright. Am I gonna just make this more difficult for myself? But also make it a lot more sensible? Yes. Yes, I am. What is this example project? Oh, that's the text database. I need to probably delete that. We're going to add a new folder, and this is going to be called AutoLoads. And then in here, no. And in here, we're going to create a new file, and this is going to be called signalbus.tf. And because I'm feeling particularly lazy right now, I'm gonna come over here to this signal bus from Blood and Ashes and just heal most of this. I want all of that stuff. I want all of that stuff. That's fine too. And then we'll grab one signal here. And then we'll dump it in here. Now hold on, I need to fix this. So okay. So this creates a signal bus. This creates an instance of the signal bus. That way there's only ever one. We're turning off physics and frame processing so that we don't get overlaps. Now what we want to do is define the signal over here. So rather than have the signal here, this defined over here, we're going to define it here instead. Okay, so that gives me this, and then I want to emit the picked up signal with the hold on, emit item pickup, and this needs to be an integer probably, and then we're gonna just pass in type like that. That should exist because we're just taking this guy. And then I feel like I'm missing something here. And then no, and then this will emit. On this case, we're actually not even going to do that. We're going to do signal bus.emit picked up like that. That might actually be signal bus item emit picked up. Is that not what it's called? Emit item pickup. Emit item pickup. Let me just double check. Just double check it. Yes. Okay. And then what I want to do is say signal bus dot connect, and that is different still, but one thing at a time. Because what I actually want to do is come over here to the editor and come over to project and go to global snow. Where are you? Yeah. This is right. Okay, this is correct. So I want to add. I need to grab the path. Grab this guy. Open him. Add him. Close. Now, there are some errors. I understand there are errors. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't like that connect, but that's probably fine. I think I just need to adjust my connection stuff. An object reference is required. No, it isn't. Because it's a bloody well auto load. It's a singleton. It's a singleton. This is a startup error, I think. This is just an initial configuration issue. Because this should be a singleton version. Oh, no. It's instance.connect. Got there eventually. I got there eventually. And then this also needs to be an instance because it's a singleton. Duh. Alright, I bet it builds now. I bet it builds now. Well, maybe it did. I don't actually know if it built or not. So we'll clear the errors and then build again. Okay, it looks like it built. Do it. Let's select the current as the default. Sure. If I go over here, does it blow up? It doesn't. Look at you. Okay, but this is an integer, and that's not what I want. So where it says picked up 0, I need to actually convert this back to... That's the wrong editor. Over here... Yeah. I actually want to say held item, like that, because this has been converted back. So in theory, that should work. Maybe. Okay, so when this gets picked up, it will send out whatever this thing is. And currently that's a 0. And it will emit that signal. That'll get passed over here, which then just does the direct emission. And then this listens for that emission. Also, by the way, I need to do the disconnect on this. Signal bus. Sure, why not? Does it actually require all that to be disconnected? It does? That's dumb. I hate it. But okay. I guess you could technically have more than one signal piped in here. So in theory, I could do like this and connect the picked up to a different one that isn't this method. Whatever. Okay, and because that's been rebuilt, it lost its data. That's why that was a 0 before. But yeah, we'll hit play on this guy now, and this should say freeze, picked up freeze. Look at that. Okay, game pause. That's coming from the wrong spot. That's because I did copy pasta, and with all copy pasta, it inevitably means cancer. Item picked up of type. I actually want this not to be print. I want this to be... oh, no, that's fine. Because this is only happens if I'm in debug mode. Okay. So now if I go back over here to the editor, and I hit play, then it shouldn't... Yeah. Freeze picked up by player, item picked up to picked up freeze. Now those are different animals, right? Those are from different places. We should actually probably label them correctly, just so we don't confuse people, i.e. me. We don't confuse me. So we're gonna do SB, right, for signal bus. We're gonna come over here, and we're gonna say, B2D, and then we're gonna come over here, and wasn't there another one? What? No, there's not another one. Oh, it's right here, I'm just blind. And this will be PU. Okay, right? So now I have little headers in front of all those. Well, they'll be little nubs. I also do want to right here say dollar, or not dollar, pound, if debug. If debug, and then come down here and say end if. That way this only gets sent out in debug mode. Doesn't get sent out all the time. That, like, very much like what this is doing. And then this also could be the same. where this only gets, Why do you keep doing that? I don't know. So this only gets spit out when it's in debug mode. So in theory, if I do a full build, a full release build, that doesn't get spit out at all. Alright, so now if we hit play. We should say, first signal bus instance created. Great. There should only ever be one. Hit the button, it says, pickup says freeze picked up by player. Signal bus says item was picked up, so that's just relaying that to everybody who's listening, and then this says character body 2d8 picked up a freeze. So that's listening for the signal. And maybe I should be a little more clear with those headers. So rather than this say signal heard listener, because this is a listener, right? This is a connect. Listener, player listener, character body 2D listener, right? And then this would be relay emitter, and then this would be just like the pickup is fine probably. Is it? I don't remember what the save all on this is. See, this is why I don't remember. It's Control KS. And why would I ever remember that? Like seriously. Okay. Alright. Okay, so pickup says it was picked up by the player. The emitter sent it along. The listener is listening. That way we know we can have a more direct train of understanding what's going on. All of that seems fine. And now, how do I want to handle these? Because right now, well, first of all, right now, we can move back and forth, and we don't really want to be able to allow the player to move back and forth. They really shouldn't be able to move back and forth. In fact, I think I can take all of this out directly. Oh, we will need to do something slightly different here, because on Crouch, we do need to handle it slightly differently. Yeah, we do need to handle it slightly differently. Because when you crouch and you're on the ground, we actually need to squish the player slightly so that they actually get smaller. And I don't know how I want to handle that. Yeah, I don't know how to handle that. We could do that a couple of different ways. How come my music thing isn't going correctly? Well, I guess it is. I don't know. All right. Okay. So I think that would mean that we won't be able to move anywhere but up and down, which is fine, because right now all I care about is being able to fall, being able to jump, welcome Zister, maybe? Is that how you want to be referred to? I'm not sure. But welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, so we can jump. And right now we do actually have a double jump enabled, so we can jump twice. And then on top of that, we have a crouch, which should make us go down when we're not on the floor. And we squish. We don't have reference to our stuff, so let's go look at that in editor. I need, if I just grab this thing, right, and I say scale on this directly, first on the character body 2D, and I say scale this thing by, I don't know, 75%. Well, first of all, it's locked. I don't actually want it to be locked. So yeah, it does actually squish the collision and the shape. I don't know if that really works programmatically or not, but I think it does. So this is the character body 2D. Can I... Well, let's just see if clicking the button does it first. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's just see if that actually does what I think it should. So over here on character body 2D, we're going to say else. Yes, all of that autofill. Do that for me. We actually don't want to adjust the scale. We don't want to adjust the velocity at all. What we actually want to do is adjust the scale. So I want to do like that scale. Does that actually work? No, that can't actually work, right? It might actually work. Hold on. Can I? There's no direct way to get there, is there? Well, of course there isn't. Let's sigh. We'll open up. It doesn't like that. And that was a node 2D dot set scale. Nope, it really doesn't like that. Alright, we'll just come over here and look for the methods of apply scale. Set scale doesn't look like this actually exists. Is that different between That's not super useful. Really isn't. Okay, we'll do the blinding thing, I guess. So we're gonna have another flashbang here in a second. Let me just get over there so we don't have to have it on screen as long as we need, right? Okay, so this does in fact say that set scale is deprecated. So I'm just supposed to use the scale property directly. That would make sense, actually. So the scale property is just a vector 2D. Okay, so rather than set scale, I want to do like is scale not here? Or do I have to do like a transform? Scale. Equals, we'll just do a new vector 2D, and then these are, can I make these 2DFs? Oh, they are supposed to be Fs. Well, then we'll make them... I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. What's the worst that could happen? Wrong. Oh no. Okay. Well, that works. It never comes back, by the way, because I haven't programmed it to come back. We also cannot... Cool. Let me just try that again. If I do this, and then... Okay, that all seems to work fine. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Now I need to be able to return from crouch. How do I do that? Do I want to just listen for the release of the down key? Or... I'm not sure, actually. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't even notice. My bad. I just saw that on my timeline, Bun. I'm sorry. I didn't realize he had gigantified that emote. I just saw the emote. I'm just blind. I appreciate the... Is it 30 bits? Jeez, I'm kind of expensive. I'm a kind of an expensive hoe. So... You know, there's always that. Okay, and then, so... Can I do it just, rather than... Let me go back over here. Over here. This is looking for input.pressed. Is there a released? If there's a released, and I don't know if there is, because I don't know enough about, what is it? Input dot is action press, is action just released? Look at you! Look at that! If action just released is crouch, then we want to set the scale to 1. Right? I am having to fight this autofill quite a bit today. Yes. But this is the top of the cycle, so it will wait to the 60th of a second to come back round. So it won't be like an instantly release. And it does mean that as long as you hold the crouch button, you should stay low. I think. Because we're specifically asking for the release event. Yes. I think that's true. Let's find out. Well, first of all... That works fine. Oh, look at you. And then if I hold it... Okay, that's a little weird. I hate that I can do that. Because I can hold the down key and jump. And it's still small. I don't know how I feel about that. See how it pops? Because it's scaling from the center. Because the thing is based in the center. It's scaling from the center, so the top and the bottom both scale. I probably need to adjust the pivot of that item to be the bottom middle, so that it doesn't do that where it hops up a little bit. So it just squishes. Which I don't... How would I do that? Can I set the pivot? Oh, you know how I do that. It's actually really easy to do that. I just do this. Just do that. That's all I gotta do. But I did manage to get this off kilter a little bit. And I think that's probably okay. Well, no, actually, I think that's supposed to be 64, not 65. I kind of want that like that. All right, let's see if that does better. Let's see if that does better. Because in theory, that should now squish from the top. Did I not hit play? I thought I hit play. Did I not hit play? I did hit play. Oh yeah, see? See? Woo, it's squishy. And then we're jumping. Oh yeah. But you can't crouch. Do we make you crouch in the middle of the air? Yes, I think we do. I think we do. I think we do make you crouch in the middle of the air. So what I actually want to do is this. Let's collapse this. So that we'll do this. If not is on floor, then add the negative velocity, but in both cases, squish. Right? So it will, if you press the crouch button, it will squish you. And if you're also not on the floor, you get the boost in negative fall. Both. That's a little cleaner. Just as a happenstance, it's a little cleaner. Squish. Oh, that makes it real. That makes it real. All right, we're getting a little personality to our little Godot. To our little Godot guy. Now we need. That's actually quite a bit of an improvement. Just a little bit of juice per se, and Explorer's gonna crash out on me. Oh, it didn't. Okay. All right. So the next thing I need to do, we have the pickups kind of handled. We have, well, sort of handled. What we actually need to do is now add a use function to the player if there's a held item, and then do something about it. Now the question is, how do we want to handle that? Do we want to put the held item, because the held item right now is just this. I'm just referring to it as a type. So there is no definition of what it does. So I have two options. One is I can keep the definitions here. The other option is I could create a... so actually, this is a great example. If I come over here to this guy, I have this player controller. And this player controller is a little bit complex in the fact that it's got the abilities as just a selection of abilities, and then each ability defines itself. So each ability has the guarantee that it has to have an equip, remove, and a add, and a activate. And basically, that's it. And we're using an interface for this. So this is the I ability interface, right? And so it has an equip, a process, and a unequip. That's what you're guaranteed to do. So for instance, where are the abilities? Where did I put the abilities? They're right here. Weirdly, I have them kind of stacked. So the multi-jump ability derives from I ability. It calls the equip, which really just says, in this particular case, we just are printing out some messages. Unequip is just printing out some messages because it doesn't really have cleanup or setup that it needs. In this particular case, we are processing, and on process, and this is a process ability. This is something that does need to be explained a little bit. The process ability is here. Can I just go over there? It actually takes place in the process loop. So it actually gets deltas. This is why we can enable things like glide. So the glide ability gives you a jump, gives you a slow fall, basically. So this, again, doesn't have any real special stuff here. It doesn't have any setup or tear down, but it does have, if it's on the floor, it sets itself to ready. Then when you jump, you say its activity is false at first jump, and then while you're holding the jump button, if it's not active and if it's ready, it will continue to do the glide. Basically, it just tells you it's gliding, and every time it goes through that loop, it sets your velocity slightly lower. So rather than, and this was kind of a pain in the ass to figure out, but basically what ends up happening is when you're in the air and you press and hold the jump button, it makes you slow pull. It slowly glides you down to 0 rather than making you just fall immediately. But that's because that happens on a regular cadence. So I could do something like this, where I have like an interface for the like an I ability kind of interface, where there's a guaranteed enumeration, and then very much like this, where I in this particular instance, I just go, hey, give me all of the abilities in abilities, and process them each time it goes through the loop. Now, that's kind of heavy. In this particular instance, it's fine because there aren't that many abilities. But there are definitely other instances where that's not the case. So maybe that's hard to know. I don't know. We may handle that differently though. This is more complex than we need to be because there are only three pickups. So maybe rather than actually, it's occurred to me, we don't care. Well, this is significantly less... I shouldn't say that. This is significantly less complex because we are... All of these devices are one-off. One thing happens. Period. One thing happens. So we don't need this to be nearly as complex. Because in the case of the freeze... Well, that's not true. Okay, so the freeze is the odd one out. The freeze one is the odd one out. Damn it. Yeah. And it's going to be much more complex. So the first option when we look at these is a heart. That just heals. You just get one heart back. That's all you do. That's it. End of story. The second option is the you know, we're gonna do the bad, which is because this is in complexity. Because I'm gonna maintain these in the order of complexity. That does mean that I have to reset the thing in the editor because I just modified the enumeration that it depends on. Because this will get reset back to unknown. So, well, this is still supposed to be unknown. Whoa, why am I setting that one? It's this one that isn't set to oh, see, now it's set to bomb. It was set to freeze before. That's funny. Okay, so in this particular instance, a heart does one thing. It just it just heals. That's all it does. It heals. In the case of the bomb, it should blow everything up that's on the screen. Every obstacle. Yeah. That's hard to know. You should not put that big, heavy metal coin. I think it's pewter? I think this is pewter. I'm not actually sure. Big, heavy coin. Should probably not put that in my mouth because I'll chip a tooth. Let's contemplate healing, I guess. Let's contemplate healing. And the first place we ought to start with healing is over here, the signal bus. We ought to create a health regen, or a. Do we do just a? The question is whether or not we do a health regen, or if we do a health modifier. We could do like a damage and a heal both. We could do both, or we could do a delta and just say, hey, player health, change player health. I'm inclined to do the change player health. So that's I think what we're gonna do. Also, this is really supposed to be one tab over. Thank you. So this is going to be change player health and amount, and this then needs to have everything but the event handler part in there. And it also needs amount. And then we are going to just pre-fill this SBM player health changed by and then here this also needs an amount, but it also needs a different signal. It needs to emit the change player health amount, right? Is that right? Is that right? No. No. This actually needs to be the emit player. Sorry. Emit. Not emote or emot. Emit player change player health. This it doesn't like because there is in theory no signal for that, right? There is, because there's this signal right here. So now, if we come back over here and we build this thing, we should be fine. Okay. So, I think what I want to do, because this is pretty simple and I'm not doing any fancy stuff, I think down here, we're going to... How do I do this? I need to emit that the signal got changed if you use the item. How do I want to handle this? Do I just have a function that's just handle pickup or use pickups? Maybe we do that. We'll do a private. I don't think we need any feedback, so we'll do use pick up. Right? Okay, that's wrong, but yeah. First of all, what we'll do is we'll do a case statement based on... Why did that not let me do that? Hold on. Where's my switch? Thank you. Wait, why did... Thank you. I don't know why I have no idea why the snippet isn't working. Kind of annoying. And it's really not working, too, by the way. Because it did bad here. Pickup type is... So, in the case that it is unknown... Oh, you don't... Okay, in the case that it is unknown, just break. We're doing nothing. Oh no, that's not true. We need to remove it from itself, right? So we need to remove the held item. So I want to say held item equals what? Let's make this nullable? We'll make it nullable? We make it nullable? Yeah, let's make it nullable. Okay. So in the case that it is unknown, just null it out. Gone. In the case that it is a heart, emit the signal of .emit of 1. I'm gonna just push it up 1. And then we are also going to null it out. In the case of bomb, there's gonna have to be some more processing here. And actually I don't want all this. This is dumb. No. Nope. I've decided this is dumb. I'm not gonna repeat this 5 times. We're going to come down here and we're just gonna null it out down here. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So if we use the pickup item, it does nothing if it's unknown. It adds a heart if it's healthy, and we need to figure out what else we're doing here, because bomb needs to go and just blow stuff up. And who would know So the indeed. Because we need the player. We need to know about the playfield. Yeah, we need to know about the playfield. Who knows about playfield? I guess I could add a. Could add like a level manager here at this level, and that would work. Can I pack all of these up? By the way, can I just dump all of these into a single item? Reparent to a new node, a node 2D. And this is going to be called... Parallax. That's not how you spell parallax. They're two L's. Yep. The reason why I want to do that is so I can shrink that down. Now that might be a problem because I have to... Oh, how are we going to handle that? How are we going to handle the case where we are slowing or speeding up the... slowing or speeding up the playfield. Because the playfield should get faster consistently over time. The hell, balls? Holy crap, there are like 20 people streaming right now. Crazy. Oh, that's a long time no see for that particular person. And that person. Anyway. I'm just getting tons of notifications. Ignore me. Yeah. I think I need to build a group. I need a group. And... shoot. Yeah. Well... I guess I need to actually build like a proper, like, player before I get too deep into this. So, this character body 2D thing, I should probably rename, but I'm not going to. We are also going to go ahead and create some groups. We are going to create some groups, which I think... is what is it? It's export. I don't remember how to do this. It's export group. That's what it is. I don't know movement, but sure. And then this is going to be inventory. And then we're gonna call this stats, maybe? I don't know, something like that. And in here, we are going to add another export of health. That's, well, I mean, that's fine. 3 is what I was initially thinking. So, yeah. So now if I rebuild this guy... Ooh. Held item is not the type of... Oh! You can't be nullable. Ooh. Okay. Okay. What if I did this? Are they gonna complain about that? They are gonna complain about that. Why don't I do... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna do this. Actually, does it matter? Does it matter? If I have an unknown, does it matter? Is that different substantially in any reasonable way? Is that any different? No. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rename that none. I am going to default this to none. I am going to default this to none. This will be here, but it won't be here in reality because what I'm going to do is here in here I'm gonna say if the input that was just pressed use is gonna be use pickup except if is not equal to none, and then it will use the pickup. So if you have an item, it'll use the pickup, otherwise it won't. Right? We will take the null out, but instead what we'll do is we will set it equal to pickup none. Okay. So, all of that stuff is fine. Now, obviously, there's still no functionality on the pickup, on the bomb and the freeze stuff, but one thing at a time. And then on health change, we also need to listen for health change over here. So let's do the same thing as we're doing here. Let's just duplicate this method. I mean, this is silly to duplicate this method, but we are going to duplicate it on help. Whoa, how did I mistype that? Okay. We don't care about the pickup type. We don't care about the pickup type. What we want to do is just simply this is going to be the character listener health changed by amount. AMT amount health changed by amount. Then we want to say do that, and then we want to say if it's this, we actually want to emit a new signal. It's death. So we actually want to do this again, and we want to take this guy, and this will be death. Not Delph. Not Delph. It doesn't take an amount. It doesn't need any kind of input. And it will be player has died. And we will just emit that signal. It doesn't take anything putting out. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is just death. Right? So, over here, we will actually say if it's yeah. So actually what we want to do, if this is less than, we actually want to do we actually want to do this dot emit death. So if the player's heart change health has dropped to 0 or less, right? Which is what we're gonna see here. We should see we should emit the help. Yeah, I think we're okay. The question is, yes. No. Do I want that independent or not? That's the question. Do I want it independent? Because if I don't want... See, so right now, the only place that has the health value is this character body player. That's it. Nowhere else has it. However... However... we are emitting a health changed signal. So we could just listen for the signals. Because the only other thing we care about, right? If the player character is the keeper of the thing, then the HUD is the only other thing. We need player feedback of subflavor, right? So like we'd come over here and we'd create a new child node, and this would be a control node, and we'd create that, and this would be I don't know, it'd be a fulfill, and we'd expand it all the way out. Can we not do this anymore? What? I'm very confused. Also, I never cleaned this error up, by the way. Okay, and then in here, we want to create a new duty node. And that is going to be a control node. And what do I want in here? Let's do I don't know. Horizontal panel? Is that what I want? What is it called? It's called a horizontal box? Yeah, okay. Horizontal container box. But we probably actually want like a margin box first. Margin container. And inside of the margin container, which by the way, isn't there a way, there's a way to set the margins, right? Yeah, here. So I would do this where I just set the left, the top, and the right, probably. Probably all three of those. To something. So we'll do like 20. And we'll do like 10. And we'll do like 20. And then inside of that thing, we will add a horizontal box. Right? And inside of that thing, we would add a some kind of something. With the progress bar? We do a texture progress bar, I think. And the min value is 0, and the max value is 3. And the steps are 1 each. Yep. And then the texture... I don't actually know how to use this. Also, why are we getting this weirdness? Is that because this is not, like, fully... I mean, I would like this to just go the entire distance. Am I dumb? I mean, maybe. Anchor preset that I actually want is the top bar. I want it top wide. I want to go the entire width of it. That's what I want with this. And then this guy is I want to fill its parent up entirely. With 0 offset. But it wants to center here, which I don't want it to do. This node is a child of a regular control, but it isn't. It's a child of a... Oh yeah, of a regular control. Yes, it is. Okay, and I don't understand. Okay, well, let's just lay out based on position for now. End? Begin? I have no idea. But we also, besides the texture, by the way, isn't there like a minimum... Is there not like a minimum here? Yeah, minimum size. Let's give this a minimum of, like, 50. And let's give this a minimum of, like, 1152. Why are you centered? You're not supposed to be centered. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. That's what I want, right there. Just like that. I can't do that. It has to be that. Okay. And then this guy, needs to fill its parent. Right? And then this guy also needs to fill its parent, but it can't. But then this guy should actually be at the beginning. So why is this here? Do I need to give it an actual texture to make that work? I have no idea. Well, let's do progress of... Can I just reuse this guy? Can I just reuse it? Okay. No. I don't think it actually works that way. Because it doesn't seem to want to do that. Okay, what if I do one? Oh. That does work. Okay. Okay. Obviously, I need to do some figuring out on how I want to display the hearts. Or the health. I don't know if I actually want it to be hearts or not, is my question. Probably also should put a tint on this. Put a tint of, like... No? Okay, cool. Just didn't want to let me. Give that a little bit more. Can I grab that handle, please? Jeez, come on. That's really freaking weird looking. Not gonna lie, really it's really funky. Like, it's weird funky. Part of that's because it's a blue logo and I'm manipulating the blue. There's some, why are you, just doesn't want to do that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, which also it's off kilter here. Why is it off kilter? Because it should be, no? No, is it because that's a square? It looks like it's being centered, and I don't actually want it to be centered. Oh, no, see, this is centered incorrectly. How do I push this? Why is that offset? Very confused. There's no offset here. So why does it think it needs to be up? I'm very confused. This is right here on the border. This guy thinks it needs to go up. Why does it think it needs to go up? I don't know. Do not know. Okay, there. There. Okay, now we have to imagination, that this is gonna be multiple hearts. I don't know exactly how I want to do that. Now, what is this? Under... No, not the tint under, the texture under. Oh, the texture draws under the progress bar. Okay. And then this is what gets drawn over it. Okay, so you do like a backer, and then I think I understand. Okay, let's do this. Let me grab here. Hold on, I need to modify some stuff, so actually, why don't I do this? Let me just come over here while I work this out. Give me 1 second. I need to just, where is going on? I really wish Windows Explorer would stop crashing on me. This is a multi-monitor problem, which is not a unique problem. It's not at all a unique problem. I don't understand why they think it's a unique problem. Oh, hold on. Nope. Give me a minute. So, how was your day? Yeah, I may or may not being forced to update a piece of software. Yeah. So that's fun. You done? You done? Okay. Give me 1 second. I don't know that I need all of this. I don't even need any of this. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do this then. This will be fine. Probably. Okay, I think we're here, so I think I can bring you back. No, I cannot. Because I'm dumb. I am le dumb. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is Affinity. This is Affinity, and we are going to we're just gonna make us up a little thing here. Let's start by probably just creating a transparent layer. And then we'll create a second layer. And on this guy... Why are you white, though? That's what I'm not understanding. Because it's not supposed to be white? Let me change this to... Where's the... There's no transparency here. Why is there no transparency here? I don't know why there's no transparency there. It's gonna make me annoyed. It's gonna make me annoyed. Oh. Ew. Okay, so can I set this independently? Like, just make this 0 opacity? And then make this full opacity? And then just, like, paint this? I don't know, I don't use this software very often. Okay, so that just contains that layer, right? And then I think... no? You won't let me... Oh, that's because that one's 100% 0% opacity. Right? We'll do like that, and we'll create a new one. And this one will be here. I'm just trying to test this out a little bit. Okay, so what if I hide all of these, and how am I not being able to make this transparent? There's no transparency here. Why? Am I just dumb? Because I've done this before in the older version of this. And it was not this difficult to do. Container layer, group layers, pixel layer. Okay, the question is, if I delete all of these... Yeah, see, this is still bad. This is still defaulting to... I think this is still defaulting to white background for some reason. Because I think if I were to, like, actually delete these layers... No, because it still thinks it's... I don't understand... It shouldn't be. I don't want it. Nope. I don't want it. Okay, fine. Nope, 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 nope. I give up. I'm gonna go to clip. I'm just gonna go to clip. Because at least I have a better understanding of clip. Oh, but there might be an update here too. Because I haven't opened clip in a little bit. Dang it. Also, ads are gonna open in, like, that's gonna start in about 10-ish? 10 seconds, yeah. Let's go draw. It's gonna take a sweet minute. It's sweet time to open, because it does that. Why did you open that? Okay. All right. Actually, it looks like it's fine. Okay, let me... Here. Oh, it would help if you could actually sort of... Okay. So, here's the layer. Great. Wonderful. That's what it actually looks like, because it's empty. This just has a paper layer on it by default. I think that's because I default to illustration. Doesn't matter. Because what I'm really going to do... do you have... There's a way to do shapes, and I don't remember how it is. Because all I was going to do is... These balloons... that's one thing I don't really love about Clip, is it's very dense. Very dense. And it's a little much. Where's the shape tool? Come on, don't do me like that. I know there's a shape tool. I know for a fact there's a shape tool. I just don't know where that shape tool is. Is that a win? Did I know? Fill. That doesn't help me. That's just a gradient. This is a brush. Oh, we do want to just use a polygon. We just do use a polygon. Let's do a Bezier. We'll do a Bezier. Also, before I do that, can I change the paper color on this or no? I wanna change the... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of that layer entirely. We're just gonna add a new layer. And we're gonna just fill that new layer with like a moderately neutral gray. I don't really like that. Let's do like a 95 maybe. Hmm. 95 is probably too much. I don't know. Let's do something a little more. A little more, muchier. That's probably okay. There we go. Okay, so we have a little bit of a neutral looking interior. Now we're working on the front of this first. So what I want to do is just come over here to the... Where did that go? Bezier curve. Let's see, let's do our brush size at about, yay big. We will automatically close the line. Let's make it full opacity. And then we'll make the color of it, I don't know, some kind of obnoxious color. Just so we can see what we're doing, right? So what I was going to do, something like this, where I just have, we'll adjust these these curves in a minute. I'm not that worried about making this perfect, because a lot of this we can adjust. I think we can adjust it, can't we? No. How do I get to the pointy tool instead of that? We're not allowed to... Am I wrong? I thought you could... Yeah, there we go. I think... No? We're good. Okay, fine. Nope. This is why you work in programs you understand. Because I could always do different. Well, actually, hold on. Let me figure out how far over I want these things to be. Let's throw some guides down. That would be about a square. Where we would have, like, Each of these be about 200 pixels wide, like that. I think I would probably give myself a margin of maybe yay big on either side. And then we'd probably have to pull in a couple. So we had approximately the same working space. That is not the same working space. Why are we not? Why are we not allowed to select the freaking guidelines? Oh, this is why you don't work in programs you don't understand. Alright, hold on. I have a solution. Yep, that's the solution. Okay. Can't quite tell. I think that's about where I want it to be. I'm not trying to make this perfect because, you know, I'm gonna throw a lot of this away probably when I have an actual artist do this, if it ever gets that far. Okay, so these little squares are kind of where I want my items. I don't know how well those come across on screen. You can kind of see them. They're not super obvious. But like my idea is to have basically oh, that's a very large pen. Can I make that a much smaller pen? I mean, if I'm not trying to spend too much time on it, what I could do is just this, where I go oh, wrong. I want you on this layer, thank you. Or I just do this. And they're basically just these, right? I could just do something like that, where they're basically like that. And then if I saved that out, that would be fine. However, what I'd probably want to do is some kind of underlayment. What I could do is save this out as the under, then put like a circle in the middle. That's the actual progress, and then cut off. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Dang it. Okay. Because I have apparently decided I'm dumb. This will be the under. And this is just the viewable. This is just like a preview color. I don't know. Okay, and then we will create another layer that'll be on top of that. And what we'll do is something like I don't know, like a burgundy, maybe a slightly lighter burgundy. And we will step that down like one space, right? And then we're gonna, again, I'm not trying to make this super pretty or anything. I'm just trying to make it not awful. Right? Something like that. And this is gonna be called Progress. And then let's add should we add an upper? Or I feel like we should add an upper. I just don't know exactly how I want to do the upper version. Because right now, if there's no progress, you get these. I don't think I want that. So what I'm thinking I do is I come back over here to somewhere a little more chromy, and I come over here, and I do like this. Hold on. I'm getting there. Give me a minute. Like this. And then we do like a this, where we... Oh, we need to erase. Right? So we have like a circle. And then if these aren't here, we get this. And so those are empty and those are full. Right? Seems pretty straightforward to me. It's ugly as hell. I understand this. I also want to cut this image down to only the size of the image. So I need to grab like this guy and edit, crop. Yep, like that. Okay, so then I should be able to... Oh, I want to rename these, by the way. This is over. Okay, so I want to... This will probably show my... This will probably show my desktop. So hold on. I'm going to hide my desktop for a second to see what happens when I do an export. Export single layer as a PNG. Yes, it did. It sure did show my thing. Hold on. Help, under. Just give me a second. I'm gonna just save these guys out. Just one at a time. And then we'll come right back here. And then I need to export this guy too. Okay. Hold on. This would be... All right, I can close that out. Let me get back over here to where this makes sense to you guys, and then I'll bring you guys back in. Yes, I know I'm in a thing. Here, actually, I can come over here while we're waiting, just you know. Okay, let me... Oh, you know what? I just realized I need to create a new folder for this. And then we'll just open this up. We'll pull these guys in, and then we'll bring you guys back in, because you should be able to see them then at that point. Okay, I think we're all right. I think we can move you guys back over here. Yep. Okay. So this is back in here. I've just brought these in. They're nothing super special. I literally just saved them out one layer at a time. They're very, very complex. I understand how difficult It is, I'm lying. It's not. Okay, so under is under. Look at that, under. Over is over. Look at that. Progress is progress. Did I not click on it? I said go. There. Beautiful. Okay, now if I do like 2, there's 2. And then if I do 1, there's 1. And then if I do 0, there's 0. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's super basic. It's also way too big. Way too big. I made these 200 pixels tall, and I forgot that this is 648 by default. So that's way too big. We're gonna scale this back. Let me just scale this to I don't know. Can I not? Oh, I can't because it I can scale this one. So let's make this like 0.7. Is that too big? That's still too big. We'll make this 2/3. That's still too big. Make it a half. That's probably okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Okay. So the default value here is going to be 3. Okay? And then I probably need to let's actually do this differently. Let's actually make the value 1 by default. And what we will do is we'll come over here to the pickup, and we will change this to a heart. And we will come back over here, and we will modify this. We'll bring back the ability to move back and forth. So you can go back, so it can do left and right now. And then, in theory, we should be able to test this. Oh, the pickup by default is not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be none. I'm dumb. This is supposed to be heart. Okay, so if I build this thing... oh, nothing's gonna happen. Because this is not listening to anything at all. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's duplicate this guy and make him anything other than heart right now. Actually, I want him to be heart, and I want him. What you? Why you gotta do this to me, huh? You're going to be anything else. Your heart, your bomb, right? And right now, the way this is coded, just because it's autofilled, the bomb and the freeze both take health. Right? So, what I need to do is write a piece of control. So I want to come over here. Maybe I make the HUD its own scene. Yep, we're going to make it our own scene. Which, you can do that, right? Yeah, save branches scene. That's what I wanted to do. Scenes. Oh, this is a static, yeah. So this is going to be called HUD. Right? So that's its own piece. For which I need to open it over. Did I really do that wrong? HUD, not hub. And we're gonna rename this to be HUD. Okay. And then in HUD, I am going to create a new script. This is going to live, yes, here. I don't know. First things first, I want to grab an export of the progress bar. Progress. Is it no, it's not a progress bar. It's a what is that called? A texture progress? This is called a texture progress bar. That's what it's called. A texture progress bar. So texture progress bar. Right? And on ready, I need to be able to get the hell. Oh. Oh. Well, how do I get the help of the player? Because I can't, like, I have no access to that. Only the player has access to the player. Which means I either need to do a rebroadcast or shoot. What I might do instead, which this is a little silly, but what I might do is have this guy here broadcast the new health amount, and then have this guy where it's changed player amount. Instead of doing that, do a hit. So just have like a hit event that only the player listens to. Yes, that only the player listens to. And then it will be able to adjust the health up or down. And then it will rebroadcast the amount of health. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to copy this. And it's going to be called just like hit. Okay? Hit. Okay? So that's just hit. And then this will be the changed player health. Changed, as in past tense. Right? And then over here, we actually won't do this. This would be an emit hit. Actually, we won't do this. No. In this particular case, we're not going to do that. We are going to use the player changed amount. But we're going to do player changed amount. And it will be health. It'll be the health value. But I will do this where I say health +1. Right? So it adds 1 to the health, and then it rebroadcasts the new amount. In this particular instance. Okay? In other instances, it won't work that way. But yeah. And then on the hit, on the hit, So here, on player change is what I'm actually looking for, and that should not be... where's the listener for that? Am I not listening for that also? That annoys me a little bit, that I didn't fix that. So on player changed amount. Oh, I never connected it. I never connected it. Oh. Oh, okay. So on health changed, I'm actually going to do on hit. We're just going to do on hit. We will take an integer. We will plus add. We will emit if it's less. Other than that, what we will do in every instance is we will emit the new health value. Okay, the question is... Nope, we actually want to emit the health change before the death signal. Yes. And then here... Hold on, I feel like I've got to sneeze. Okay, I think the sneezes have subsided for a minute. Okay. Back to what I was doing, however. So... for the minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this line. And I'm going to put this line in. I'm going to put it in here. Right? But instead of this dot health, if it's a bomb, I'm going to set the health to 1. And if it's a freeze, I'm going to set it to 2. For no particular good reason. Just because I can. And then on hit, so anytime health changes due to a collision, this will get listened to, which means we need a signal for on hit. We already have a signal for on hit. So we just need to connect that. So we need to come up here and do a signal bus connect on hit, exactly what I want. And we want to do the same thing here with disconnect. Everything there should work. Fine. Okay. So now we've separated the hit event where something actually impacts the player from the updates. And so the HUD will just listen for that update. This on player health event. That's it. That's all it'll do. Okay, so let me see. Is that really how I want to handle it? Probably. I'm thinking this through, and I don't know how thinky I am right now. Yeah? Question mark? Yeah, I think we're okay. So I need a HUD class, and on that health bar, on ready, I need to connect the on hit. Not the on hit. No. The player changed. Actually, very much what I want it to do. But I also don't want this to, like, updated on health update. That's what we're calling it. Right? On health update. Change player health. I think that's really all I need, right? Right? I think? I need an exit tree, sure. Hit help. Hit player change. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I do need a tree exit. Very much that. Beautiful. I probably should set this to behave differently during pauses and stuff, but I'm not gonna right now. Couldn't save. Ooh, what? Oh, what dependency is not satisfied? Okay, health bar is you. Health bar is you. Okay. Picked a bomb. Oh, whoa. Hold on, what did I do here? Oh, I broke something good. Use does not exist in the input map? What? Does it? Is it not use? I thought it was. It's called use item. That's why. It's called use item. I see. It's not use, it's use item. Which is a little surprising that was blowing up. I wonder why? I don't know. But let's hey, you. Cannot open file hub. Okay, hold on. Let me just delete this. Delete this. We'll drag that because I renamed it is the problem. And transforms position should be 0. That's what I was trying to do right there. All right, now if I hit play, are we gonna get a million errors? No. Okay, so that was a bomb, and that was a heart. Listener picked up bomb. Oh, I was supposed to hit E on that. Is it E? Enter? Enter. Why did it change by 4? I don't know why it changed by 4. What is the actual thing for that? It is enter. Yeah, it's enter. Okay, so enter is the button. If I hit enter, nothing happens. If I hit bomb and I hit enter, nothing should happen because bomb is set to 1. And then help, and I hit enter, it should not do that. It should not do that. Why for it do that? Oh, because I'm not... Yep. I know why. Brain good worky. Because it is actually doing this. I'm adding this. That's not what I want. Because I need to somehow handle this separately. And I don't know exactly how I want to handle this separately. What I really ought to do if I do this on hit button, maybe I just reuse this. Because I can't just do a plus, right? Because what I really want to do is down here. What I really want to do is say health plus amount is greater than max health, then it's set to max health. If it's less than actually what I want to do is this too. This dot help equals really? Okay, so at the very beginning, it's just gonna... I really could do this, though, where I use the actual, like, getter-setter functionality, like this. But actually do that? I don't care. I just don't care. Okay, so on load, it will set it... when it's ready, it sets it to max health. And then down here on hit, I need to check if the help so is equal to how did I handle this over here? Just out of curiosity, how did I handle this over here? Oh, this is how I handled it right here. On player damaged, I say you took damage from that source. I take the help. I make a temporary variable. I subtract the damage. If it's above health, max health, it's just set to max health. If it's 0, it emits out the death. Otherwise, it sets health to health. That's probably a reasonable approach, honestly. You know what? We're gonna steal this. It's almost like I wrote this code once before and I don't really need to do it again. But I don't have to. Okay. We'll fix this in a second. Why are you complaining? Oh, because this is health. Health is an int. Well, that makes sense. Yes. We're actually going to make this an int. We're going to change this to amount. We're going to emit... What is it? It's just death, right? Emit death. We don't need any. We're not using source in this particular instance. And and then I want to emit player change. Yes? Let me just see this. Hold on. How was I doing it beforehand? I was setting the health and then emitting the new health symbol. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Hold on. We actually want to do a plus equals instead of a minus equals. Or do we want to do a minus equals? I don't know. But I also don't want to do this. I want to do this on hit. Okay. Else. Okay, so this guy... We're gonna actually swap this, just because this... I think this worked, but I don't know. Okay, so on hit... So if it's a heart, it will call this function with a -1. That'll come in and say, hey, health has changed, has decreased by... it'll get it'll make a temporary variable, it'll subtract it out. So whatever this is, minus a -1 is a +1. Then it will check to see if you're over the thing. And in this case, it should be, because you should be at 3 initially. It'll be at 3. And then this will make it 4, so you'll just get set back to 3. And then if it's, well, do I want to do, let's do below or equal, right? If it's less than or equal to 0, then set it to 0. And, well, no, because we're setting it to 0. No, we're still setting it to 0. We're still going to set it to 0. It's fine. We emit the death signal, then we set the local health to the same value. However, we are not emitting the new health signal anywhere. So, we still need to do that. Signal bus. That's wrong. Because this is missing a capital and a capital. So we're gonna send out the new health value. But we're actually gonna do this guy. Yeah, I think we're okay there. I think we're okay there. And then the HUD is just looking for the player changed, and on the player changed, it sets the value. That's all it does. I think we're okay there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Windows crash. That's what happened. Windows crash. You want to come back? No? That's cool. Give me a second here. Can you come back? Okay, there it goes. Jeez. Alright. Let's see if we can build this thing, or let's see if I broke a bunch of shit. I don't know. Maybe I did. I also don't like that this is lowercase h. But whatever. That seems to work fine. Let's just see what happens. So, there's nothing here. Nothing's happening. I hit this button. I picked up a bomb. That set it to 2, which is what it should have been. We hit this. We hit enter. That sets it to 3. That is correct. Now, I need to double check this. Here in the pickup system, on pickup, it just overrides it. It just outright overrides it. Whatever you got in your hand, it gets replaced. Okay, which is fine. So if I what are you doing? It's not like this. Okay, so this is a bomb. I'm gonna ignore that. I'm now gonna have a heart. I hit enter. That is what should happen. Yes. Except I have one minor change that I would like to make, and that is, oh, seriously, Windows. Just why? Just actually why? We'll just do it the hard way, I guess. What I actually want to do is at the beginning of this thing, where I fire this off. What I actually want to do is fire the help update value. So like right here, after this gets set to max health, whatever max health is, I want it to immediately update. So on load, it should automatically get reset to the 3, which is what it's at now. And then just to play with things a couple more times, can I? Yeah, well, that's fine. Right? Did you come back? You did come back. Good. All right. Let's go over here. We'll rebuild this. So as soon as we run this, we ought to see the HUD update from 1 little pip to full. As soon as we hit run. It did not. Okay, so that didn't work. Why didn't that work? For whatever reason, that update doesn't get caught? Is that what's happening? Yes. And that is entirely because the HUD initiates after the player. So if I put this up at the top, I bet you that works now. Except for it's behind the parallax, so it can't actually be behind the parallax. I bet you if I run it now, it will actually do what I expected it to do. Yep, 3. And then we hit the bomb. That takes us down to 1. We hit the thing. That is wrong. Oh, because one just tells it. One just... I swear. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind, man. Okay, what I was gonna say is the bomb currently doesn't actually use why okay, well, I don't know why you're doing that, but all right. Doesn't actually update the health. So And that won't stay that way anyway. But for right now, what I'm going to do is... I know what I'll do. I'll say this dot, sorry, lowercase this dot, health. Equals 1. And then emit this dot health. Like that. Again, this is silly. It is unnecessary. But why not? Okay, so if we come back over here and we build this again, then we should see the behavior we expect. Think. So we're gonna hit play, and we got full, which is exactly what we expect. We run over here, we picked up the bomb, we hit enter, we get 1, that's what we expect. We come back over here, we hit heal, we should have 2. We have 2. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we've got a really rudimentary health bar, we've got pickups sort of plumbed in. I think next time, I think we're gonna be pretty much done here for today. It has been about 4 hours, jeez. I didn't realize it'd been so long. I think we're going to call it here for today. I think next time we get back to this, we're going to start working on the procedurally generated levels, which will include these like pickups and stuff as part of the level. So we're going to have to figure out how to translate the levels, and then after that, we'll have to figure out scorekeeping. We're going to have to figure out brain good worky. Speed. So after we figure out how to translate the level, we're going to have to figure out how to translate the levels at a variable speed so that it continually speeds up as we play. At which point we should be able to do the freeze mechanic, which will just slow it down temporarily, I think. But in any case, I think we're going to call it here. I am not going to raid out. I'm just going to kick you guys over to the ending screen. I don't know when the next stream will be. It'll be sometime, probably, likely, or it won't be. One of those two. But let me clean a few of these things up. Actually, why don't we come over here for a second while I clean some of this stuff up? That would be good. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna call this good for today. Also, my tracker's about to die, so that's part of the reason. And anyway, I think we made a decent amount of progress today. I mean, for slamming our head against the wall most of the time. But anyway, yeah, we'll get back to this at some point soon. I hope. But until then, I hope you have a good afternoon, evening, morning time, or whatever time zone you find yourself in. And I will see you next time.